This recent release from SteelSeries might have just slid right by you and you might not have caught it. It just wasn't covered much. But I really think SteelSeries might have hit a sweet spot in the wireless gaming headset segment with this one. And that is with the Arctis Nova 4X wireless gaming headset. Now this also comes in a basic 4, which is PlayStation version, but trust me, if you go with it, you're going to want to go with the 4X. You'll hear why throughout this video. Anyways, you're gonna get your headset here, you get your USB-C charging cable, your extender cable, your USB-C dongle, paperwork, and some stickers. And of course, you all know where we have to start. We have to start with comfort and just jumping right to the chase. SteelSeries doing what SteelSeries does best. Holy smokes, these are absolutely stinking cozy. And that starts with the weight of this headset. When we put it on a scale, it comes in at a light weight of 266 grams. Very nice and lightweight. The clamping force is definitely lighter right here, and where that comes from, you're going to see in a lot of the build, there is a lot of plastic within this build, but you do have a lot of flex points. As you see there, you got that full swivel going forward, bam, all the way flat. You got that nice floating headband design, which you can adjust on the notches inside right there, as well as the arms. And the arms really hold their position, so it's really nice. They're not just going to accidentally slide out on you, having to get micro adjustments during your game session. So as you see in there, plenty of adjustment points on it. Now the ear pads, super nice and plush. You got that sports material pleather lined on the inside to lock in any of that sound. As far as depth and size, plenty big, plenty wide right here, and then plenty deep. And with that combination of everything as far as comfort from the ear pads, the flexibility, the light clamping force, the floating headband, again, when you take this and put it on your head with glasses, heck, with a hat, or you all know me with my bald head, I'm not getting any stress, I'm not getting any pinching, I'm not getting any pressure anywhere. It's just sitting there perfect, and it's so stinking lightweight. Like, honestly, it's like if you just had a hat on. That's what it feels like. It is so incredibly comfortable. Now, yes, you did hear me right. The entire build of this headset is plastic, from the headband to our hinges, to our forks, to our adjustability in the middle. The entire headset is plastic. Now, y'all have probably heard me say in many of my videos, I'll take a full plastic headset all day over a robust one for that lightweight. And again, that goes right into that comfort we were talking about, and that plays role right here. Again, with those flex points, I don't find myself getting worried, stretching this out, twisting it up at all. I don't feel myself worried. As you see right there, I'm twisting it up, and again, I'm flexing, so it's really not bothering me at all. Now, no, I don't expect you to be like this with your headset, or twisting it up like that. You all know why I do that is because I would rather break my product for you, hence my job helping you out reviewing these products. I'd rather mine break right here and let you know, hey, there's a weak point right here, so you know about it rather than down the road. I use my products for a shorter period of time than you, again, trying to main or find your next gaming headset. I would rather break mine so you know where that weak point is. Now, talking about weak points, I want to pull out the 7s here. The Arctis Nova 7s, just show you compared to the 4s and show you talking about some weak points where I kind of like this build a little bit better on the lower end one. Looking on the 7s, same as the Pros, you have that arm right there. As you see, you got that little bit of flex, a little bit of looseness right there in that arm. Some people have stated them breaking right there. Mine never have, even on the old SteelSeries, they've never broken. But again, you got that ear cup just hanging on right there. Looking over here on the 4s, again, you're holding in by that traditional type of fork where it's braced on both sides, so you don't have any loose moving part right there. Rather than over here, it's always loose. Now, of course, on the higher end ones, you got like the metal headband reinforcing that and such. But again, as far as that key connection point, I do like how the ear cups are connected on the 4s better than the higher end ones. Now, one thing I doubt the camera can pick up here, but I just want to explain to you, is as far as these ear cups, what I really like, it's like that matte rubber feeling. Again, if I scratch it, you can kind of hear it. When I come over here to hard plastic, you hear how high pitched that is? So again, you got that soft rubber feeling. And while I like that, 2 reasons. Number one, it doesn't leave fingerprints, so when you're taking it on and off, it still looks fresh. But also, when you set it down, again, it kind of absorbs some of that shock going down, and again, kind of reduces some of that, again, wear over it. But again, also reducing those fingerprints. I really like it. It gives it that premium feel. But all in all, as far as the build, I think they hit it out of the park. It feels solid and lightweight. 2 things you need in a gaming headset. Now let's go and take a look at features and functions here. I'm going to leave the box up just so you can glance at this and kind of look at some things as you go. But looking at the back left ear cup of the headset, you have your mic mute button. goes in and out, and you also get that tone in the headset whenever you mute it. I absolutely love that. You got your volume rocker here, bottoms out at the lowest, tops out at the highest. Here is your retractable mic. And talking about getting that tone on the mute button, you even get that light. It lights up down here as far as muting it, and you can adjust the brightness within the software. So I really love that, getting both notifications, letting you know your microphone is muted or live. Going to the back right ear cup here, starting up with your power button, and then you have your game to chat. Right up here, tops it out the highest, nice tactile step in the middle, and then bottoms out whenever you go all the way full to chat. USB-C charging, and yes, you can charge this as you game, and you get up to 36 hours of battery life on this headset. Now, this is why I told you to go with the 4X over the regular 4s. This guy right here, this dongle, whenever you look at it, again, it's USB-C. You have your wired extender right here if you want to route it to your desk or somewhere in a clear path. What I prefer using is these little deals. It's just an A to C little adapter. It takes up less space. It's less cluttered. I'll have a link for these down in the description. This is what I use, and I absolutely love them. But anyways, back to our dongle here. When you look on the inside, and you've seen this on some of the older SteelSeries headsets, you have USB and Xbox. I got that upside down. Bam, you can see it right there. Now, one thing you are noticing is it's right in the middle. So whenever you put it in, it might block another port over here or something. You've seen previous dongles be a lot shorter and then the USB-C over here onto the side. I do like that a little bit better. This is a bit bigger here, but again, that's besides the point. The whole point here is USB or Xbox, so it's going to work on every single platform. Every platform. Just make sure you switch it from Xbox or USB, depending which one you're going on. And also a little light on the front of this one here, letting you know when you are paired.
Now let's go ahead and get a listen to the microphone on the Arctis Nova 4X here. And we all know SteelSeries microphones are always lacking one way or another, whether they be a little bit too staticky, a little bit too walkie-talkie sound, a little too high-pitched, a little tinny sound, right? How are the 4X? Now, what I did here is in the box even, right in front, it tells you where to place the mic. Pretty much right here in front of your face, which is exactly how I have it right here. Now, I listened to one playback, and you hear a lot of shuffling, a lot of my P's and T's, so on and so forth. Like, what I would usually recommend y'all doing is go off and buy a pack of windscreens or pop filters like I've showed you before. Well, then you're going to lose that microphone mute feature, which is, hold on, where'd the button go? Okay, I'm losing it. Here we go, right there. So again, that's so cool how you get that mute function where it beeps and then you get that tone right there. But anyways, if you put a windscreen over it, you're going to, again, lose that feature, which is something that I think is a bit of a stinker. So let's see if we pull this microphone out here and I can reduce my P's and T's and you don't get any of that shuffling sound. I can already tell you that it's reducing just a pinch, but am I also picking up more of my room noise, some of the reverberation off my room? I don't have any sound dampener or anything. As you all know, it's just a basic room. So are we getting more of that? All in all, as far as SteelSeries microphones, this is out of the box, by the way. This is no tweaking, no sonar, no nothing, which you can tweak it and dabble it that way if you're on PC. But again, this is out of the box microphone quality right here. But I highly recommend you go watch one of my recent videos where it said, don't even worry about your built-in microphone. Always have a standalone. Trust me, it's exactly what I do. And I recommend you go watch that video as well. It's definitely beneficial and it'll help you out down the road, not even just with this headset.
Now for my always long-winded segment talking about sound. Y'all know I love giving you that user's experience, that gamer's experience, just that raw experience, user to user vibe here. And that's exactly what I'm going to deliver here. Now, as far as what this is packing, same as we've seen on the other Nova lines, right? You got those 40mm drivers, frequency range of 20 to 22,000. With the new Novas, as I stated before, they have delivered a little bit more, I don't know if I want to say bass, but a little bit more mids. They are a little bit fuller than the original SteelSeries Arctis line back in the days. You know, those are definitely driven towards the highs. Now, this is definitely more potent in the highs compared to some other headsets we've been testing, like the Turtle Beach or the Razer Black Sharks or stuff. These are still a little bit more potent in the highs. And it's just a nice rounded headset. So me getting back into Call of Duty here, been loving Battle Royale solos. And just, again, of course, my basic team deathmatch and stuff. I really had a great experience and I played well with it. It really did. The environment, the reloads, each different weapon sound with each attachments, it really brought that to life and pulled me into the game, which is what I look for in my sound. It really is. But I know you might be looking more into footsteps. You might want that competitive aspect. And talking about that here, me playing Call of Duty, you did get it. You got it clear as day. Now, of course, that's going to vary game to game. And say, you know, if you're in a game and you're on a bottom floor and there's a concrete floor, and up here there's a wooden floor, it's going to vary like that. So talking about this and those kind of situations in Call of Duty, Sometimes it was full, like I'd hear footsteps here, and footsteps here, and I couldn't decipher which one I was hearing. I kind of ran into that a little bit until they got a little bit closer to me. I'm not talking right on me. They can still be underneath me, and then, okay, then I can pinpoint it. So think about it that way. Yeah, I got directional sound. I got those cues, and I got that separation even with all the other action going on, but if there was a lot going on, like footsteps, I couldn't decipher one from the other. Now, again, can many headsets do that? Not really. Kind of got to get into the higher end, but seeing this in kind of that mid-range, delivering that with that immersion and still that detail, it was really good. Now, if you're playing something a little less chaotic than Call of Duty, maybe Rainbow Six or Valorant or Fortnite, even something like that, you're going to be sound as a pound because there's not so many footsteps and crazy stuff going on like in a round of Call of Duty, you know? And that kind of within Warzone is where this came to life. It was really nice to be able to get that detail from this. Now, again, talking is being driven towards the highs, having more highs within it. I did dive into the software, the engine. I don't use sonar. You all know I'm not a fan of sonar. If I'm going to use sonar, I might as well just use Dolby Atmos, and that's what I would recommend you use as well. But talking about the core engine, the core software of this headset, dabbling with an EQ right there, I had to play with it a little bit because, again, I went in there, pulled out some highs, pulled out some bass. I was like, all right, I want a little bit more bass. Well, lo and behold, I pulled out my bass a little bit too much, and when I dove into Destiny, it got a little bit hectic in there, very jumbled when I pulled out a little bit too much bass. So I had to kind of keep my bass level, my low end down there, below 5. Kind of 5 was like that max, and that might be stretching a little bit. You might want to play around 4 or 3, you know, and then pull your highs down a little bit. But I want a little bit more immersion when I got into Destiny. And talking when I tried to pull out heavier bass, it did get a little bit more jumbled right there. So keep that in mind. Yes, you can get your bass, you can get your highs, but tweak, maybe start with my EQ and then kind of tweak it and play it with it there, depending on which game you're going. Pull down your bass if you're in a competitive game, you know, so on and so forth. Dabble with your mids and such if you're in a more immersive game. But as far as the sound of this headset, it delivered everything I wanted. Again, whether it be a story game or an FPS game, something like that, it just delivered it all, again, with that immersion, that detail, and that clarity. It was awesome getting that in a mid-range headset. Now, one side thing I want to mention as far as sound, and I'm not sure if this is just my copy of the headset or whatnot, you know, but as far as the volume rocker here, it's not like a very far. Like, I can do it with half a finger roll right there, and it bottoms out at the lowest, tops out at the highest. And on my copy, each little adjustment was excessive. So if I'm past the midpoint right there, I'm down a little bit, and then I go up and it's just full blast. And no joke, this headset gets loud. You got the volume limiter in the software which you can turn off, and it reduces exactly what I'm talking about right now, but who's going to turn the volume limiter off? We want this thing to be punchy, you know what I mean? And turn that off and it does get punchy. But again, with the volume wheel, it's almost like all or nothing. You got the midway point and then it's full blast. Now this headset comes to life when it's in full blast for sure, and that's where I prefer it. But if you want to just tone it down a pinch, because it is heavy in there, you know, it's kind of just really reduces it excessively. So I'm not sure if that's just my copy with the rocker right there or whatnot. But again, it was a little finicky. So there we go. We had a look over the headset, but we're not done yet. This is where we got to come together and kind of have a conversation piece. Where does this headset sit? As I stated in the beginning, I think SteelSeries hit that sweet spot right here. I really do. But where does it hit again? Coming in at $120 right here, packing what it's packing, I think it's completely worth it. I really do. It's delivering an awesome headset for that price point. But again, talking about the SteelSeries Nova 3s and then the SteelSeries Nova 7s. Well, that's exactly where this sits, right in between. Over here, you got a little bit more robust build. You got the Bluetooth, so on and so forth. Down here, RGB ear cups, that's, you know, whatever. But anyways, it's a wired headset. You're talking $100, you're talking 120, you're talking, what, 180 over here. You know what I mean? Now, those are base MSRPs. The one thing I want to let you know is, well, number one, let's go on and put the 3s away. It's a great headset. I do like it, but we want a wireless headset, right? Let's talk about these two. That's probably your main concern here. Is it worth the difference? Now, these have been out a little bit longer, the 7s, so you're going to be a little bit more lucky to find these on sale, right? You got MSRP is MSRP, right? Later on, stuff's going to go on sale. And you can find these for around roughly 150, give or take, if you're lucky here and there. And I really like that. And talking 120 to 150, all day long, go with the 7Xs over here. This is what I would recommend you. Me personally, I love the Bluetooth, right? But MSRP to MSRP, I would tell you to go with the 4Xs. It's packing a headset. This is what you need. This is all you need. You know what I mean? Me personally, I need Bluetooth, right? You all know I love my Bluetooth, and that's what pushes me towards this over here. But as far as the comfort, the build, so on and so forth, it's not necessarily a trade-off. I'd call it more of a difference, and I love what this is delivering. Now, I wish this was at $100, and again, around the holiday season, you're gonna see this around $100. It's just released, it's 120, and when it hits $100, not a bad buy, you know what I mean? But still, if you can find a 7X on sale, I would recommend you going with this, but that's not saying anything bad about the 4X by any means. But let me know what you think about this headset. Do you feel like it's also the sweet spot? Do you think it justifies that cost right there? And what do you think stacked up to some of the competition? Again, it gets a complete win for me. So thank you so much for stopping by and watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I was able to help you out. If I was, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope I catch you in the next one, because we got a juicy one coming up next. Catch you there. Bye now.